Hey guys, good evening and thanks for joining. So I will do recap what we discussed in the morning class. It's a very important class also we discussed. So we discussed about ports and protocols. Under the ports and protocols, practical scenario and practical use cases we discussed. So a couple of times whenever any port is closed or any port is blocked, in that scenario, respect to internal stakeholder, they will raise a firewall request. So that firewall request, they will assign to firewall team or network security team. So later firewall assessment team will do analysis by doing the business impact or by doing the risk assessment. And based on the whether it is a risky port or non-risky port, finally they will give a conclusion whether they will approve the request or they will reject the request, what are internal stakeholder it is raised. In case it is a non-risky port, obviously they will give the permission or grants or approval part. So thereafter they will assign to the firewall implementation team. Firewall implementation team, they will raise change request. So change request I'll explain later. It's a part of ITL process, information technology infrastructure library. Under that one we have change management process. Under the change management process, we have change request process as well. Nothing but if you want to change for existing configuration, for tracking of the incident, we will raise change request. So in this scenario, firewall port opening, that is one of the change. So that is the reason. So firewall implementation team. So whatever assessment has done by firewall assessment team based on the approval part, so they will go and they will implement the respective change in the firewall by doing the change management process window. So that is for non-risky port. If it is a risky port, what are internal stakeholder? When I say internal stakeholders, what are other teams they are working with along security team? That may be development team, that may be mobile development team, that may be DevOps team, or TechOps team, or machine learning team, or Windows team, or Linux team, or backup team, or database team, and so on. So these teams are neighbor teams, we can call it as stakeholders. Whenever the stakeholders are raising a request for port opening site, they have to fill the firewall template. Morning I have shown already firewall template also. And after that, they will go and they'll create a ticket in the ticketing tool. That one also I have shown in the morning class. So service now I have shown you. So after that, so they will attach the template and finally they will assign to firewall assessment team. Firewall assessment will receive that particular request and they will do the initial assessment, what port they are requested by the internal stakeholder. So if it is a risky port, then they will reject the request raised by internal stakeholders. So later, so respect to internal stakeholder and also firewall assessment team, they have to sit together and they have to resolve the issue. So always responsibility and accountability, that is called RACI matrix. Always security team is so consultant informed only. You no need to do the decision making and our security team should not do the responsibility and accountability. If we are taking the responsibility and accountability in our shoulder, in future any blame game will happen or attack exploitation it will happen. Finally they blame us. So that is the reason always responsibility and accountability can be given to other business stakeholders and consultant and informing part can taken by security team. Okay, now so once so responsibility and accountability by sitting the respect internal stakeholder and also our firewall team, they have to sit together and they have to resolve the issue. Resolving of the issue whenever any argument or conflict of interest or discrepancy, conflict of interest, enter a question in the managerial round. Whenever any conflict of interest it will occur in between you and other teams, so how can you resolve the issue? So we will sit together and we will think about what is the other people problem. In the similar way, other people can convince or can understand what is the problem from our side, and finally we can solve the issue. So this is the way whenever any conflict of interest or two people different opinion or discrepancy it is happening in between two teams, we can resolve the issues. Okay. Now in this scenario, water port they are requesting, it's a risky port, and responsibility and accountability taken care by respect internal stakeholder. And so for firewall team will reject that request, and they have to sit together, and finally they have to solve the issue. So after that, once again, the ticket will come to firewall assessment team, and they will approve the request. Then later it will go to firewall implementation team, and firewall implementation team, they will take care of the port opening in the firewall policies. Morning I have shown port in firewall also. So in the policies tab, we can go and we can create a policy for port opening for non-risky port. Finally, what internal stakeholder they requested, they can complete their own roles and responsibilities or segregation of duties or their task or their work. So this is what we discussed in the morning class. It's one of the important thing. And the main thing is business impact analysis and risk assessment is important. Okay, that one we discussed in the manual way. So let's go and discuss about next topic, ports and protocols. This is one of the very favorite topic for interview point of view. So around 3 or 4 port numbers they will ask, and we should explain about what is the port number is for. Example, port number 443 HTTPS, port number 3389 RDP. Otherwise, they will ask in the vice versa also. What is the port number for DNS 53? What is the port number for LDAP? So it is 389. In such a way, so they can ask, either they will ask protocol and we have to give the port number, or otherwise they will ask port number and we have to give the protocol name. So now we can discuss about couple of important protocols and what is the description of the each and every protocol along with the port number. So we can discuss around in between 20 to 25. These port numbers regularly we can expect, and regularly we can use our day-to-day life, not only from our side, even from the other stakeholders also. So when I say stakeholder, please remember whoever is working with our team, or otherwise who are all contains in the entire organization side. So those people will call it a stakeholder. So first thing is FTP. So file transfer protocol. These definitions already we discussed under the beginning of our classes. I'm repeating once again all these topics. So what is the importance of the file transfer protocol? Transferring of the file. So either through one location to another location, or one computer another one computer another computer. So or maybe you are copying of the file from file server to our laptop, or maybe you are transferring the file from our mobile to laptop, or vice versa, mobile to laptop, or server to laptop, or server to system, or server to database, or database to database, or maybe even one location to another location also we can transfer the file. One location to another location, how we can transfer the file? Using VPN, virtual private network. So that virtual private network we can discuss later. Even though we are using the public network or internet, so using router, it will form one of the tunnel or pipe in between X to Y location using site to site VPN. Through that tunnel, from one location to another location also, we can transfer the file or we can access the file. So transferring of the files, we can use FTP, but unfortunately it is not a secure protocol. FTP is a not secure protocol, but most of the companies or most of the organizations, they are using FTP transfer. Whenever they are using the FTP transfer, as a security person, we should not accept that one. We should recommend that one change from FTP to SFTP. So now, so why we can use FTP protocol, transferring of the files in between peer-to-peer devices. So port number is 20 and 21. So this is not non-secure port. We should not use this one. It is non-secure port. So to eliminate this drawback, we have one more port or protocol, SFTP, Secure File Transfer Protocol. I'll give one practical scenario, what it's happened to my ex company where I was working. So In between database to database, they are using FTP file transfer protocol. In case attacker is came to know about we are using FTP, it does not have any password or key. In case attack is compromising the server, he can see the data whatever we are transferring from one database to another database because it does not contain any password or key. So it's a non-secure way of the transferring of the data. So that particular thing I identified as a security architect or product owner, part of my ex company. Then we raised a risk register. Risk is very, very high, not only in between database to database, in between one system to another system, in the trust zone. So of the whatever servers are deployed. So obviously that is a drawback. And in case any risk is involved, it's a high severity or critical severity. It will cause lots of impact. So that may $1 million also because database is very important organization point of view. Then we raise the risk register and that particular risk is eliminated within the 1 month. Nothing but they migrated from file transfer from FTP to SFTP. This is the way how the practical real-time scenarios we can go and we can implement in our day-to-day life. Okay, so now SFTP, so secure file transfer protocol. So transferring of the files in the secure way. So here port number is 22. And the next one is SSH secure shell. So why we can use secure shell? Already we discussed this concept. Once again, I will repeat. If we want to log into any Unix operating system, that may be either Red Hat Enterprise Linux server or Docker or container or CentOS, Ubuntu, Feroda, okay, SUSE. So all these are Unix flavors of the servers. What is my flavors of the server or what is my flavor here? Example, take apple is a category. Sorry, fruit is a category. Under the fruit, we have so many different types of the fruits will fall under. That is banana, apple, or watermelon, so and so on. Same way here. So Unix is an operating system type. Under that one, there are several different types of the servers will fall under. So those are all servers like RHEL or Red Hat Enterprise Linux server, or CentOS, or Ubuntu, or Debian, or Feroda, or SUSE, or Docker, or container, or Kubernetes. All these will fall under Unix operating system. If you want to log into any Unix server, what just now I listed, so we have to use SSH. SSH is secure shell. It's a virtual terminal. So how can you log into the Unix server? Through virtually or remotely. For example, maybe you selected for Wipro company and your project is belongs to Bank of America oriented project. Now you want to configure Linux server. If you want to configure the Linux server from Whitefield, Bangalore to our Hyderabad location, sorry, Bank of America location, or maybe Hyderabad, Gachibali Wipro to, so maybe Bank of America location through virtually or remotely. So then we have to use obviously virtual terminal or SSH concept. If you want to log into the Unix server, just we have to go to Putty application, Putty download. So whatever operating system you are using, either Windows 11 or Windows 12. So click always please go and download any file if you want to download and install in your system. So don't go malicious websites or don't go to Trojan websites. If you are going to malicious websites or Trojan websites, maybe your system will get compromised. How can you identify whether it is a Trojan website or non-Trojan website? So based on the whatever, okay, so organization you are going to download the file. So I given Putty download. Obviously, Putty.organization is a legitimate website. And if I'm going down, there are so many other things also it will appear. You can see. So Chi.org, Green and Org UK. First of all, I'm not sure what is this organization is about. Maybe this is legitimate, or it contains Trojans, or it contains malware links, or maybe you can go here once again, Chi.org. Once again, puttyjan.com, this is fine, this is okay. sh.com, this is okay. So once again, this is coming. And if I'm going next page, so once again, this one, putty.org is okay. So apps Microsoft, this is fine. So don't go with the malicious websites or Trojan websites. Always go with the legitimate or real websites or authorized websites. So now always I have to go to putty.org. So click on this one and you can download for Windows. Whatever, okay, so if you want to download for Windows, just you can download that file. So we want to download the putty here, download putty. And you want for the Windows machine. So here packages of the files they given is, so one is for Windows, one is for Unix. Okay, so my system is belongs to now Windows because I want to deploy in my laptop. If my system is belongs to Mac, then I have to download for Mac related software. If my system is belongs to Linux, then Linux, and my system is belongs to Windows, Windows. Now obviously I have to download this one. So what is the latest version of the putty software file is 0.81. You can see here. Putty latest version is 0.81. So this is on May 15th, 2024. That time they release the software. Maybe once again they will release very soon. Okay, now click on this one and download this file. And install this file. So now I am installing. So next click on next, install. Yes. And finish. So now I installed already putty application. Let's go and see. Now here it will provide everything about putty and what is release about and what is the version is about, whether it's a license or not, and so on. Now go to search button here because already installed. It is there in my system. Type here putty. So this is the application. Click on this one. From my system, if I want to log into any other Unix server, then obviously I have to use the putty application. So here, whatever Linux server, Linux is different operating system and Windows is different operating system. My system right now, whatever I'm using is a Windows operating system, that to Windows 11. My Windows 11, I can log in into now Unix server as well. So now here, I can enter either host name or IP address. And you can see by default, port number is 22. By default, port number is 22. And here SSH. So there are 4 ways we can connect to the Unix server. One is through SSH, one is through physical cable connectivity. So that is called serial connection, male and female cable connection. And third one is telnet. So these are the 3 ways we can log into the server using putty application. Now, example 10.10.10.1. So this is the Unix server related to Red Hat Enterprise Linux server. Now I give an IP address and click on the open. So once you're clicking on the open, it will ask username and password. Then you can go and you can log into the system. That is the way using putty application, I'm logging into system. So now in the similar way, instead of the IP address, we can give host name also. What is host name here? Computer name. For example, I want to log into one of the Red Hat Enterprise Linux server belongs to web server. That may be Apache Tomcat. In that scenario, instead of the IP address, TCS Hyderabad web server rkcybertechnology.com. So that means here host name, it is an easy way of remembering. If how many IP address we can remember in the numbers point of view as a human being, it's very difficult. But if you know about the fully qualified domain name or system name or computer name, easily we can understand. Now TCS, okay, this is for TCS company, okay, server, and Hyderabad location, HYD Hyderabad location, web server, that is a web server, whatever Linux server I'm going to log in now. So RHL, it's a Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So now I can understand, okay, whatever server I'm going to log in, it belongs to TCS Hyderabad location. It's a web server. It belongs to Red Hat Enterprise Linux operating system. If are doing the mapping, so that we can understand easily. For example, everybody has a Aadhaar card number. So if I remembering Aadhaar card number, every person, it's very difficult and complicated and complex for us. So that is the reason we are giving the full name along with the surname. Instead of the remembering the Aadhaar card number, is remembering easy way of our name. Same as it is here also. Instead of the remembering the IP address, it's better to provide the host name or computer name or fully qualified domain name, so that we can understand easy way whenever any attack also it's happened. So now what I want to say here, we can give either host name or IP address also. Previously given IP address. Now I am giving host name. Just click on open. Then automatically will ask username and password. Just to provide the Linux server username and password, then log into the server. So that is called basically SSH. Through remotely or through virtually, I am sitting in Gachibowli Wipro location. I'm logging into our Bank of America oriented Linux server. Okay, there is no need to travel from Hyderabad to America to log into the server. It's a virtual oriented. That is called SSH. So to log into Unix server virtually or remotely, we can use SSH, secure shell. And port number is 22. You have seen already by default 22 has come. Now SCP, what is SCP full form? Secure copy. So secure way of copying of the data or file or photo or audio or video or anything. Secure way of copying of the file or copying of anything. So that is called as SCP protocol, secure copy protocol. So copying of the data or file in secure way. And port number is once again 22. So next one is telnet. Full form is telecommunication network. What is this telecommunication network? So if you want to log into one Unix server to another Unix server, previously whatever I said SSH is, so to log into Windows machine to Linux server through PuTTY application. So now what I'm saying here, to log into one Unix servers to another Unix server. So for that one, we can use SSH. For example, my system from my Windows machine, I want to log into Red Hat Enterprise Linux. From this Red Hat Enterprise Linux server, I want to log into CentOS, vice versa. Or maybe this is RHL server 1, this is RHL server 2. Okay. So otherwise, in simple words, I will give this is a web server where the application is hosted. This is database server. First, I can log into my Windows machine. Nothing but anyway, I'm logged in already. From there, I can use the PuTTY application. Then same thing here. So give here, instead of the SSH, select telnet other. You can select other here, and already telnet is showing. Under that one, there are so many other parameters. Telnet, remote login, SUP, DUP, RA, and also bear. So then we have the telnet here. When I select the telnet, automatically port number is changed to 23. Now what is mean by telnet port number? 23. So now I can give TCS HYD database server. Previously given web server. Now database server that is belongs to rkcybertechnology.com. Otherwise, I can give IP address also 10.10.10.2. Now I can click on open here and I can give username and password. Right now I cannot connect. Why? Because the 10.10.10.2, I'm not sure what is that server is about. I did not connect through VPN. By the way, I'm not employee of the TCS company or not. I'm not employing the Wipro company. Okay. So that's why we can use telnet now. From there, we can log into another Unix server along with the port number. So that is the importance of the telnet. To log into one Unix servers of the flavor to another Unix server of the flavor is called as telnet, and port number is 23. We have seen practically also. And next one is SMTP. It's one of the very favorite interview question from the Proton protocol number side. Simple mail transfer protocol. So why we can use SMTP protocol? So SMTP protocol can be used to send and receive the emails via SMTP server. So every email contains the couple of important parameters. Already we discussed this concept under the MX record or SMTP itself under the definition side. I'm not sure how many people are remember this concept or not. So here we can use sender policy framework, DMARC and DKIM. Every email contains these are all the important parameters related to technical oriented. Forget about subject line, forget about sender and recipient, and also carbon copy or BCC. So these are technical parameters. So why SMTP we will use now? To send and to receive the emails. So port number is 25. As I said, it's one of the very popular interview question from the ports and protocol side. I cannot say this one is important, but all are we have to remember. There is no other option or choice. Next one is DNS. Full form is domain name system or server, domain name server. And why we can use DNS? So DNS, what exactly it will do? It will convert or resolute or map domain name into IP address or vice versa using the different types of DNS records. For example, if I'm giving google.com, so this google.com backend, it will map to public DNS of the, so Google IP address is called as 8.8.8.8 or 8.8.4.4 or 4.4.8.8. So this is the way Google company in the San Francisco or Google company in Bangalore or Google company in the Hyderabad location, they can map these google.com IP address to host name. This is called now either host name or fully qualified domain name. They'll map it because I cannot remember example 8.8.8.8. This is the way how many IP address I can remember. I can remember for YouTube, I can remember for the Instagram, I can remember for the Facebook, I have to remember for the Google and so on. It's very complicated. That is the reason we can map. So fully qualified domain name into IP address on the back end. This one I can show practical in the firewall side. So now whenever if I'm giving google.com, so this particular connection, it will go on the back end in the transport layer side. So on the application layer side, it will map that particular google.com to 8.8.8.8. I can show practically how the resolution it will happen. So go to command prompt and type here ns lookup google.com. Let's see whether it will resolute or not. In case it will resolute, it will show, otherwise it will not show. So right now it is showing as a IPv6 address. So it is not showing. So we can try in the another way. So ns lookup, opposite way we can try. Now you can see I given ns lookup 8.8.8.8. It is showing as DNS Google. So 8.8.8. is belongs to Google public DNS server IP address. It is showing right now. So this is the way how we can map. Here already it is mapped. That is the reason it is able to showing that one. It's a private IP address, it will not show. 8.8.8. is public IP address. That is the reason we are able to see it. So that mapping can be done by using DNS server. And we have a lot of in-depth analysis also. It's one of the favorite interview question. What is mean by DNS server? What is the functionality of the DNS server? So in-depth analysis, we can discuss later. It will convert domain name into IP address or vice versa, nothing but IP address into domain name using different types of DNS records. So that is called DNS. Actually, frankly speaking, this is not the proper answer. What is my DNS? We have backend lot of depth analysis is there. Once we are going to DNS server, there I will explain about how the real DNS server it will work. And port number is 53. Okay, already we discussed yesterday or day before yesterday which protocol it will support both TCP and UDP connections. When we discussed about TCP and UDP differences, so that time I already said which protocol or which server it will support for both TCP and UDP connections.
DNS.
Yes, DNS. So here, so anyways, that one we can discuss already. One second part of DNS. It will support for both TCP and UDP connections. Next one, DHCP, dynamic host configuration protocol. So what is this DHCP server will do or DHCP protocol will do? It will assign the IP address automatically. So for specific time period, that time period we can call lease time. Okay, what is the leasing here? Leasing of the building or leasing of the land. It's not a permanently we are purchasing or permanently we are buying. So in the agreement, whatever we're keeping for that particular lease, we can go and we can do the harvesting of the crop. That may be rice or wheat and so on. You're purchasing the land for harvesting of the crops. In the similar way, if you want to rental a building, what is my leasing here? How many years contract you provided in the contract agreement? So that particular days or months, we can go and we can stay it here. It's not permanently you're purchasing the apartment or permanently you're buying the house. It's like a temporary kind of thing. So that is specific time period is called as a lease time. Same concept you can apply in the our technical terminology also. DHC server permanently it will not assign the static IP to the each and every endpoint. So temporarily it will assign. The temporary assigning the IP address we can call it lease time or specific time period. So when the end user is the online, when the end is switching on from Wi-Fi to local area network, when he is sitting from at his desk, or maybe once the laptop restarts, 1 second maybe DHCP IP address it will change. So that's why this is called specific time period. The specific time period we can call it as leasing time or lease time. It's not permanent, it's a temporary one. So how that is possible? That is possible via one of the process name is called as DORA process.
DORA.
What is DORA here? Discovery of a request and acknowledgement. What is in-depth analysis? Once we are going to DHCP server, there I will explain. That is called DHCP. It will assign IP address automatically to end user system when he connected via LAN, local area network, or Wi-Fi or wireless for specific time period. That is called as lease time using DORA process. So that is called DHCP. Now, what is the port number for DHCP server side here? It will use two. One is 67 and 68. 67 from client side and 68 for server side. So end user side is 67 and server side is 68. So that is our DHCP. In-depth analysis, we have separate topic. So there we can discuss about in-depth analysis. What are the advantages as compared to static IP and what are the drawbacks of the static IP. So next one is Kerberos. So Kerberos, why we can use and what is the importance? It's for mutual authentication. What is mean mutual authentication here? Understanding of the each other is called as mutual. So negotiation in between two devices is called as mutual. So mutual authentication. So whatever, whenever switching on your laptop, it will ask username and password, right? So that is most of the case we can use SAML, security accession markup language, or Windows NTLM authentication we can use. But Kerberos, it's about both the ways. So if I'm saying hello, I will reply hello. So can we authenticate each other? Yes, we can authenticate each other. So finally, negotiation will happen and it will authenticate. That is called mutual. But SAML and NTML, it's not part of the mutual. It's a single wise. Example, in our day-to-day life, if I want to say that one, maybe we are planning for a trip and you are okay for the trip and I am the okay for the trip. Mutually, we understand each other and mutually agreed we are going for the trip. That is like a Kerberos. But one person decision making and is not asking the opposite person opinion and is making decision making. That is like a so single type authentication. Is not taking he is taking himself as a decision maker without asking the other people opinion. So that is like a SML and NTLM. Okay. So those people are not discussing each other. Just one person is taking the trip plan and everything, but opposite person, like a dummy person, is coming for the trip. It doesn't have any opinion and it doesn't have any integrity or authenticity. Is it clear? Just I'm comparing so that you'll understand easy way to our day-to-day life. Okay. So mutual authentication meaning here. So understanding the okay, so client and server side. Whenever the user is providing the username and password, our domain controller is centralized authentication authorization server. That request will go to the domain controller. Domain controller, it will generate one of the key, and that key will be accepted by the end user, and they will speak each other. So I am ready to authenticate your server. Then domain controller can say, yes, you can come and authenticate. I'll accept in case you are existing in the domain. Otherwise, I will reject your approval path. So that is called Kerberos. So in-depth analysis, we can discuss under the golden ticket attack and silver ticket attack. One of the attack also there for this one. So port number is 88. Next one, NTP, network time protocol. What is this NTP network time protocol is about? So and why we have to use and what is the importance of this one? Example, in our organization, we have 10,000 endpoints, nothing but laptop, MacBook, workstation, desktop. In the similar way, we have 5,000 Windows servers, 5,000 Linux machines, and okay, 100 routers, 100 switches, and okay, 1,000 database servers, 1,000 web servers, and a lot of security tools, lot of software tools. So every tool we have to define the time. As per our time zone, we will use India standard time zone, and baseline is a green Greenwich time from Britain or UK. That's the baseline. So now we are ahead of the green Greenwich time. So that is couple of times 4.5 hours, couple of times 5.5 hours based on the so respective season wise. Now whatever it may be. So coming back to India standard time zone, we are using Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, and also so Delhi. So this is the time zone we are following. Now for all these machines, whatever just now I said, like 10,000 endpoints, 5,000 Windows servers, 5,000 Linux servers, 1,000 database servers, 1,000 so web servers, and routers and switches and so on. Going to each and every device and configuring the time it's a very manual way and it's very complicated and complex. We can use NTP server and we can define the in the IST time zone in the NTP server, and we can provide the list of all the servers and database and endpoints we can configure in the NTP server at a time. We can go and we can push the updates to all those machines. There is no need to go to the each and every machine. There is no need to configure manual way. Everything is like automatic way. Automatic way it will take 10 days. In the manual way it will take 10 days. Automatic way it will take me 1 day. We are saving 9 days approximate. So that is called NTP. So how we can define this one now? It will sync up or it will do synchronization with our local time. So nothing but IST time zone to our tool time or system time. So for that one, we can use NTP server and port number is 123. Enter a question. What is the port number of NTP? 123. So next one is POP3, Post Office Protocol version 3. So what is the importance of this one now? So importance of this one is why we use post office. So for delivery of the letters. So that may so that may be courier, that may be fast speed letter or inland letter or cover letter, whatever it may be. So here also post office protocol we can use for delivering of the messages. So delivery of the messages we can use post office protocol and port number is 110. Next one is IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol. So why we can use this one? If you want to exchange the communication via internet, post office protocol it will support for the internal or network oriented, but IMAP it will support internet communication. For example, through web browser, you are accessing any website. Example, I am opening the HSBC Bank PLC to transfer some of the X amount of money to my family, or I am sending one of the email from my company email ID to my colleague for escalation related email. Everything via internet it can be traversed. Without internet, email cannot send from one person to another person. In the similar way, without internet, we can't access any website or web browser. Router is a mandatory device. It will work under the network layer, nothing but layer number 3 as per OSI. Okay. So now, so through internet oriented, if the message can be exchanged between any devices, we can use IMAP protocol. For internet message exchange communication, we will use IMAP and port number is 143. So next one, we have ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol. What is the importance of this one? This is also will work via internet only, but it doesn't have any port number. It's a service oriented protocol. It's a message oriented protocol. It will give message or service reply. What is mean by that one? Can you prove it practically? Yes, I will do that. It doesn't have any port number. Now we can go and we can discuss out practically. Why it is service? Why not it is a port number? Let's go to here and type here ping google.com. If I'm giving ping is nothing but sending the message. Now I'm sending the message to google.com to see whether I can access the google.com from my system or not. I sent ping. Now response is coming back from. You can see pinging google.com. IPv6 address with 32 bytes of the data. Reply from. So this is the time it has taken first packet. This is the first packet. This is the second packet. This one is third packet. And this is the final packet or last packet. So total 4 packets. 4 into 8, 32 bytes of the data. So 4 packets I have sent from my system to google.com. 4 packets also I received from the google.com. So now loss percentage equals to 4 minus 4 by 4 into 100 percentage. Nothing but 0% loss. Everything, all the packets I sent and all the packets I received. Okay, loss is 0%. Now, so whatever we are sending or using for this ping command, it will use one of the protocol. That protocol is called ICMP protocol. Now, based on this analysis, we came to know that google.com is reachable from my system. Destination is reachable. This is why CLI. Now we can open the web browser also through GUI or GUI, graphical user interface. I'm typing google.com. Yes, it's open google.com. In the both the case, it's working fine. I open through via GUI, graphical user interface, or GUI or user console. It's working fine. Even through CLI also. I proved it, it's working. There is no contradictory. There is no conflict. There is no discrepancy now. Now, anyways, what I want to say here, it will use one of the protocol is called ICMP, and ICMP protocol, it has distance reachable. This is called type 0 message. And we'll give one more IP address, ping 10.10.10.1. I am not sure whose private IP address this one. It's a private IP address range. I'm not sure which organization using this IP address. Randomly given, like a probability or guessing I'm doing. I'm giving now enter. Now you can see pinging 10.10.10.1 with 32 bytes of the data requested timed out. Previously packet sent and received. Now packet itself it is dropping. It is not reaching to 10.10.10.1. So this is called as destination is unreachable. And this one is called destination is reachable. So this is called echo reply also. Reply is coming back. Whenever you are seeing your face in the mirror, how the reflections will come back. Same way, a response is coming back as a reply. That reply we can call echo reply. In one of the closed room, you are speaking yourself, so your voice will come back by hitting the wall. That is called echo, right? Same way here, response is coming back. That is called echo reply. Destination is reachable. But coming back here, destination is unreachable. Packet center 4 received 0. Loss percentage equal 4 minus 0 by 4 into 100%. That will come 100% loss. Now here both the cases it will use ICMP protocol. First scenario it is destination is reachable. That is called echo reply. And second case is destination is unreachable. So both the places we can use ICMP protocol. It's a service. It's a message oriented protocol. ICMP contains type 0 to type 255 messages. Let's go and see now. So I'm typing ICMP Wikipedia. Now you can see here control messages related to ICMP protocol. Type 0 echo reply. Destination is reachable. First one what are we used? So ping google.com. That is called echo reply or destination is reachable. Type 3 destination is unreachable. So this is called type 0 and this is called type 3. So nothing but in our practical scenario, this is called type 0 and this is called type 3. In this similar way, you can go and you can see now how many messages it will support. It will support up to 255. ICMP protocol, it will support type 0 to type 255 messages. Altogether, it will support 256 messages. So that is called ICMP overall. And we have one of the attack also. ICMP flood attack or ping flood attack or ping of death attack. So that we can discuss later. Now go back here. It does not have any port number. It's a message oriented protocol. It's a control message oriented protocol. It will represent service or message. So ICMP contains type 0 to type 255 messages. So out of all these, two are very important. So type 0 is for echo reply or destination is reachable, and second one is for type 3, destination is unreachable or not reachable. So that is about ICMP protocol. It's one of the important protocol as well. Forget about important point of view. You should understand. You have to understand. So next one, we have net bias. So net bias, when we can network bias input output system, full form. So what exactly it contains here? Whenever you are switching on your laptop, it will reboot on the back end. Booting it will happen. So it will use the voter records. That is the way how the our system will work. That is the how the Microsoft company or Apple company or Linux related companies, they developed the operating system.
Host, sir.
Reboot, booting,
Host.
yeah, host or OS level. So net bias input output system. So here what exactly we can use for the booting side or host related system configuration oriented. Booting of the system or host for initial loading whenever system is switched on. So that is the importance of the net bias. Even attacker can try and attack even net bias also. Memory oriented, chip oriented. If you are dismantling your laptop and you can see semiconductor led chip designing part, that is nothing but VLSI design or embedded systems. So those chip oriented and even bias oriented also, attacker is doing the hacking related to malware category of the attack. Example, rootkit. One of the attack can do even in the bias level also. Okay. Anyway, that one we can discuss later. And port number, it will support for 137 to 139. So nothing but here, total three number of the ports, 137, 138, and 139. Okay. Nowadays, attacker is trying to do hacking in the root or memory level also. Even without any file oriented, even fileless oriented also he can is trying to do that one. That is part of the malware category of the attack. Next one is SNMP. So full form is simple network management protocol. What this simple network management protocol it will do? One second. It will do discovery of the how many devices are available in the entire organization. Along with that one, by the name itself, it is suggesting that it's a management protocol. It will manage all the network devices. So that is called SNMP. Network discovery. Nothing but how many devices, that way endpoints or printers or routers or switches or load balancers, servers and databases, everything. It is there in the office location. It can do discovery of all those devices. Not only discovery, but also it will do managing of all those devices. That can be done by using SNMP. We have to enable SNMP. Okay. Example, if I want to show that one is practically, so I'm giving here FortiGate demo. So click on this tool. So almost all the tools we have to integrate SNMP, especially in network devices like a router, switch, load balancer, firewall, proxy, all these tools. Now this is a virtual tool or demo tool. I'm giving demo and password also demo, and I'm logging to firewall. So I entered wrong password. I think I will repeat once again. Same username and same password without any capital letters. Is a case sensitive. Login read only. Now I open the firewall. Now if I want to check where is the our SNMP configuration is deployed, go to system and click on SNMP here. Under SNMP, you, you can see here SNMP version 1, version 2 and version 3. We have SNMP version 1, version 2 and version 3. So now if you're configuring the SNMP version 1 or version 2 or version 3, there are three different types of versions. What is the drawback of the SNMP now? SNMP version 1 and version 2 non-secure. It's a plain text password. And SNMP version is encrypted password. It's a secure one. These two are non-secure and this one is secure one. Obviously, which one we have to use? SNMP version 3. If we are integrating or configuring this SNMP now, whom we have to ask to configure this SNMP? We have to ask network administrator or network engineers, other team. We have to ask what is the SNMP IP address and what is the username and password. Then as a security person, we have to copy paste here. Once you are integrating this SNMP protocol to our firewall or proxy or load balancer or NADS NAPS tools, automatically there is no need to do any manual configuration. Automatically it will discover in our organization how many printers are there, how many databases are there, how many servers are there, how many routers are there, how many switches are there, and so on. Along with the discovery, it will do managing of all those devices. What is the health of the each and every device, whether it is a healthy device or non-healthy device. For example, one of the router is went down, or one of the server went down, or one of the system is not working. All the system health checkup it will show like now it's inactive or red color it will show. That is the importance of SNMP. This is a practical now. So now why we can use SNMP? To discovery of the network devices and also managing and maintaining of all the network devices. We can use the SNMP protocol. So port number 161. Okay, this is the port number. So there are three different types of versions. This one already we discussed. I'm repeating once again. So one is SNMP version 1, SNMP version 2, SNMP version 3. So as I said, SNMP version 2 plain text or clear text, non-secure one. Plain text meaning without security. We can read the format or data easily. Clear text also meaning same thing. So this is encrypted text. So we cannot read the data attacker whenever he is doing hacking. So that is called SNMP. So next one, LDAP. So what this LDAP is about? Lightweight directory access protocol. So nothing but it is called Active Directory. LDAP, another name is called Active Directory. Why we can integrate Active Directory? Active Directory, first of all, what is meant by Active Directory? Already we discussed. What is mobile directory? Example, in our mobile, so whatever already existing contacts are available with the names and email address and which what is the person is belongs to, whether he is our family member, our relative, our colleague, or maybe unknown person, or maybe stranger, or whatever it may be, we can save the number. So that is called directory of the mobile. In the similar way, directory of the active here, it contains all the entire users names, user information, systems informations, computer information. That is called active directory. Directory of all these devices, endpoints, or systems, or computers, or IP addresses, or usernames and user groups. That is called active directory. It contains directory of user names, user groups, IP addresses, system names, computer names, extra. Active Directory can be configured by either local IT team or Windows administrator or system administrator or network administrator. It's not our role. It's a separate team. So now port number is 389. It's a non-secure one. So LDAP is a non-secure. Similar to like our HTTP. So LDAP is a non-secure one. So 389 here. So now I can show why we have to integrate the Active Directory to each and every device. Whenever any attack is happening, in case we don't have the proper logs for traceability, tracing who has done what is the identity of the user, what is the integrity of the user. For those scenarios, we can use LDAP integration or Active Directory integration. We have to do LDAP or Active Directory integration to each and every security tool, whatever we are deploying in our organization side. That may be EDR, that may be XDR, that may be DLP, that may encryption or firewall or proxy or SIM tool. Each and every tool, compulsory we have to integrate LDAP or LDAPs. For example, go back to Fortinet itself. So this is NTP server integration. Previously explained, right? How can we integrate NTP server? NTP server they integrated. Okay, so they integrated to know about what are the different types of local time sync up with the our standard time. This particular tool is deployed in the USA, San Francisco. So that way it is showing a GMT -8, US and Pacific. In India, we can go IST, and this is belongs to US, San Francisco. Okay, so this is the way how we can do NTP server integration to sync up now USA time with the our tool based times. Now I can show Active Directory as well integration. Let's see. So under users and authentication, yeah, LDAP server. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can see here LDAP server. Click on this LDAP server. So now here we have to define name. So name of the server is example Active Directory server. So we have to provide the Active Directory IP address, port number. What is the port number? Just now we discussed 389. Common name, host name. All these details we no need to fill. Just we have to speak with the Windows administrator or system administrator, gather the information, just copy paste here. That's it. Either network administrator or so our Windows administrator we want to integrate our firewall to LDAP server. Please provide the Active Directory name, port number, server, IP address, common name, and everything. Take that information and copy paste here. That's it. This is like implementation now. Whatever just now I'm showing everything like implementation side. This is the way for every. Right now I'm showing about firewall. For every tool we have to integrate with the Active Directory. Whenever any security incident it's happened, we will come to know who has done what is the username, what is the IP address, where he is located, whether he is doing work from home option or whether he is coming from office, how he connected, whether he is connected wireless or he is connected to LAN and so on. To know about whenever any security incident is triggered, we have to integrate either LDAP or LDAPs or Active Directory to our each and every security tool. That is the importance. Okay. So next one is LDAPs. Lightweight directory access protocol security. It's a secure way of the protocol, same as it is. It will not change functionality, but it's secure way. And port number is 636. Okay. So that is about LDAPs. Next one is RDP, remote desktop.
Remote desk.
So why we can use this remote desktop? Previously I discussed about telnet. Telnet we can log in by SSH through PuTTY application. Okay, so that is to log in from Windows machine to either Unix server or more than one Unix server. That is the importance of the PuTTY application. In the
Which
similar
one?
way, to log in from one Windows machine to another Windows machine, we can use RDP. So by default, what Microsoft company is doing, their default, they are opening the port number 3389. In case port number 3389 is blocked in your system, then we have to ask or we have to raise a request to firewall team to open the port number 3389. Example, you can go to search button, remote desktop you can type, then automatically it will come. Click on this one, and here whatever other system virtually or remotely, if you want to access, same example previously whatever we took it. So you are sitting in the Gachibowli, Hyderabad location, and you want to access the Bank of America oriented Windows server, or you are sitting in Bangalore location, Whitefield, Wipro location, and you want to access the Bank of America, or you are sitting in the Sholinganallur, Chennai location, Wipro, and you want to access Bank of America related so server. In that scenario, same as it is. You have to use RDP and you have to give the whatever server or system you want to access related to Windows operating system 10.10.10.1. I want to access this server. So click on connect here. Anyway, 10.10.10, just I'm giving example. It has to ask username and password, basically practical and real-time world, but it will not come, it will come as error. Now you can see here, remote access to the service is not enabled. So the remote computer is turned off. Whatever 10.10.10.10.1 I am trying to access is turned off. And that service is not enabled. That one port number is not enabled. The remote computer is not available in the network. Wherever I am sitting and same network, the device is not available. 10.10.10.1. These are all the possible reasons. That is the reason I am not able to log into the system. What the first one? Remote access to the server is not enabled. So RDP port number is not open in the server wherever I am trying to access. Nothing but that RDP port number we have to open into that particular server. Second one, the remote computer is turned off. Maybe remote computer is switched off or shut down. Remote computer is not available on the same network. I am not sure 10.10.10.1 IP address belongs to whose system and whose computer or which company IP address. Just I given a trial and error method. or guessing. So because whatever I am accessing and also wherever I am sitting, both are in the not same location or same LAN or same WAN, and also both are not connected via VPN. That is the reason this error is showing. For example, wherever I am located in the same LAN local area network, it is available, then I am able to access the server with the port number also open. So that is the reason we are not able to open. But anyways, this is the way how we can go and we can log into the virtually or remotely from one Windows machine to another Windows operating system, that may be laptop or workstation or desktop or any other Windows server. That is the importance of the RDP. To log in into one system of Windows machine to another system of Windows machine, we will use RDP via virtually or remotely, and port number is 3389. Don't get confusion on the LDAP and also RDP. LDAP is 389 and RDP is 3389. Okay. Shall I continue or shall we see tomorrow? Your choice. Shall I continue or shall we discuss tomorrow?
Your wish.
Yeah, I will teach up to 24 hours. That's not a problem for me. Your choice. Okay, let's see.
Tomorrow we will continue, sir.
Okay. So as I said and as I promised, coming Saturday and Sunday, what I will take? What I will
Mock
take?
interview.
Mock interviews. So you can go to the from acronyms to definitions, and also up to Friday, whatever I'm going to complete the syllabus. Everything you have to understand. If you don't understand, just you can go to Google and you can search it. And one more thing I want to say, Chat GPT, your choice or option, it is giving a lot of information, but my suggestion, I will never use Chat GPT. Why? Because couple of times it is giving false information also, but it will give all the replications of the data. Okay, so take that one as source, but complete don't depending on that one. Otherwise, sometimes maybe you'll get wrong information as well. With the practical experience, I'm saying this one. Okay, so anyways, your choice and option completely. Please go and read all this content, and possibly you can do extensive. No, I mean R&D. So not only just what I'm teaching here, you can go to Google and you can verify, or you can go to YouTube and you can verify. You can try to understand practical way. And always, whenever you are reading these content or syllabus, please try to correlate with your practical day-to-day life. So that time you will know there is no need to buy hat, there is no need to mug up. It's not an examination to get high marks, just remembering and vomiting in the examination hall. It's not like that. We should understand what's happening and how we can compare this one with our practical day-to-day time. So why so many people are not able to crack the interviews, and why the people are approaching me each and every batch? There are several people, because they are only boundary they are making. It's not boundary itself. They are okay. So uh, they want to always be in the safe. They don't want to face any challenge. They want to face any risk in their life. They want to keep always safe and secure. They don't want to break cage to come out the pigeon or dove, whatever it may be. So they want to keep themselves as a boundary. If you are in such a situation, you can't learn anything. So nobody, I did not go to anywhere. Sorry to say all these things. It's not required basically.